Okay, I just wanted to make this video because I've been hearing a lot of people online and in real life freaking out over these cuts to the welfare, welfare benefits in the welfare system. I voted for this. I've been saying that we needed to not only deport most of these or all these illegals, but we also need to start cutting fraudulent welfare and generational welfare. It's fraudulent, and I don't believe that people who are receiving welfare for their entire lives should be. I think it's wrong, and I think it hurts the country in and of itself. So let's hear what other people have to say.
Know more than anybody else how toxic this program actually is and how this doesn't really benefit us in the long run.
I personally don't agree with a lot of things Trump is saying, but this one specific thing makes sense to me. To all the people that's on Section 8, he is giving y'all 2 years to get on your feet. Trump said stop being dependent and become independent. I agree. I'm not no hating ass bitch.
And I agree too. Welfare, when it started, was never meant to be a generational thing. It was meant to be for help. It was a safety net. It was so people wouldn't starve. I have nothing against welfare in and of itself. People fall on hard times. Things happen in life. I totally get it. And there's no shame in needing help and accepting help. There is shame in, however, abusing that help. And when I see people walking around having 6, 7, 8 kids, I'm not even kidding. This is real life. Multiple cars. One dude I know, he has a boat. Walking around doing these things off of the taxpayer money while I can't even afford a designer bag right now. It just starts to get to me. When we're opening up our refrigerators and I see people on Section 8 who have more food than we do, that's insane. Now, I'm not saying that we don't have food, or I'm not saying that they shouldn't have food, but it's just ridiculous at this point. Like, how is it that people with jobs who are paying for these people get treated worse? And I'm not saying anybody should be treated poorly, but I shouldn't be feeling like I'm not getting the help now. Now I'm feeling taken advantage of, and I am being taken advantage of.
I'm not knocking nobody's situation, but if you really think about it, Section 8 is only to assist you to get on your feet. Section 8 is a stepping stone to get you on your feet. Section 8 is not something you should depend on for the rest of your life. Government assistance is not something you should depend on for the rest of your life. Keyword, assistance, to assist you. Y'all done got too comfortable. Too comfortable. There's people that's been on Section 8 for like 10 plus years.
And that's another problem. Because of these people have been on these programs for so long, people who really need it can't get it. I see in real life, I see all these homeless people, and they're old people and disabled. I've never seen anything like it before. It's heartbreaking. Now, I remember during the early 2000s, like during the pill and the heroin epidemic, there was like a surge in homelessness, but that was different. What I'm seeing now, like I said, is elderly people and disabled people living in the woods. It's insane. And then you have these people who are just popping out kid after kid. I wish I could have had more kids. You don't think that my husband and I would have loved to have more than just 2 children? But we know that we can't afford it, and we know that we wouldn't be giving our children the best advantage in life if we just kept popping out kids we couldn't afford, because we know we'd be on welfare for the rest of our life. I mean, it's insane.
Long time. Within that amount of time, you should have a lot of money saved up in your bank account, in your savings account. Y'all too busy buying the newest shoes, buying the hottest cars, trying to keep up with the trend, buying designer purses, buying designer clothes, but you're in public housing. If you can buy designers, you can pay your house rent without assistance. Right. Let that sink in. If you can buy designers, you can pay your house rent without assistance. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of single mothers out here also that need those type of assistance. But if you're just comfortably living off Section 8,
And there's also, and I hate to say this, but it's true, there's also a lot of single mothers out here who purposely keep themselves single mothers and purposely keep having more kids for that Section 8. I see it all the time. You see it in true crime all the time. I mean, it's got to stop. There has to be a cut. I think 2 years is very fair, when it comes to this. That you've been on it long enough, you got 2 years to figure it out. 2 years is more than enough time to figure out a job and childcare. It's not
And
my
don't
fault you have all
care.
those kids.
That's crazy to me. That's the reason why nobody else can get in, because y'all be on Section 8 for
Exactly.
years. Y'all not thinking outside the box. Y'all being so dependent. Stop being so dependent and let's become independent.
Trump is not wrong for limited amount of years that you could be on Section 8. Let's be real. Some of these people been on Section 8 since I was a kid and I'm 19 years old. You've been on Section 8 for 19 motherfucking years? No, it's time for your lazy ass to get off of Section 8 and get to fucking work. No shade. Like, people use Section 8 as just a clutch and just spend their money on whatever they want, get a little cheap rent, and then they stay on it. And then the younger girls, we having kids and they can't really get no jobs, especially in a time like right now. It's like, girl, that's not fair. Fuck no. I don't feel bad for.
And he's right, and I'm not saying you should, be having these girls going out, getting pregnant and needing Section 8 to begin with. But he's right. That's what I said before. You have people who need benefits that can't get it because you have these people who've been systematically abusing it for generations. It's got to stop. Some
None of them motherfuckers. Unless they disabled, unless some people, the only people I feel bad for is disabled or very elderly people that cannot work. But if you are in your 30s, 40s, and low-key your late 20s too, and you can work, like I'm talking about you can get you a career, I don't feel bad for you getting kicked off Section 8 because you've been on there for 10, 20 years. No shade. In Georgia, to qualify for Section 8, I think it's $40,000. You can only make $40,000 a year for a 4-person household. So if a household with a mama, daddy, and 2 kids, they make $40K a year, and they're on Section 8, paying $500 in rent. Mind you, $40,000 a year is around what, $3,000 some dollars a month. If you can't save at least $1,000 while you on Section 8, your ass don't deserve to be on there. Like, if you on there for 2 years, you can't save at least 10, 20, 30, $40,000 to, you know what I'm saying, restart your life and get your life back on track. Baby, you do not deserve to be on there. Because some of y'all get y'all cheap rent and then y'all gonna splurge y'all money on a whole bunch of other shit. And then the young mamas try to get on Section 8 and they can't because all these old motherfuckers making money and not trying to get off of it. No shade. I don't feel bad.
I must agree with him and the young lady before, Tell me what you think in the comments.